I felt bad about it. And I wanted to meet up with him and personally look him in the face and tell him that I was sorry. I wanted to show these kids that guess what, no matter how I felt about him and how he felt about me, that guess what, this don't have to end in violence.
Mike Epps finally opened up about his Shannon Sharpe beef, and he did this in this new All the Smoke podcast. Let's hear what he had to say about this Shannon Sharpe beef that lit up the internet.
Again, just recently, there was headlines between, you had to stand up, you had said some stuff, and obviously Shannon Sharpe in his podcast and Cat Williams and all this, it really made headlines, broke records. You recently got in the man and was telling jokes, how you tell jokes, and it kind of started getting back and forth, but I was glad, I knew it would happen. You and Shannon were able to talk and figure it out, and that happened, I think, yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Can you kind of, you don't have to tell us what it was about, but just how that came about and where you guys are at now?
Well, we at the end of the day, this is all entertainment. That's what this is. We're not selling drugs. We're not in the underworld. So there's some guidelines and rules to the business that we're in. And, at the end of the day, we got families, we got kids and stuff like that. So sometimes we can get out of line, man. And me personally, I can get out of line a little bit. Sometimes. Well, I said some stuff that I didn't, some stuff I shouldn't have said. Some of the stuff was good, it was funny, everybody was laughing, but then when I went back and looked at it, I said, yeah, I kind of crossed the line a little bit, but when you cross the line, you're already there. So I just didn't expect the brother to get so mad about it, And then, like I said on the podcast, I said a lot of people have been talking about it. I seen it on Saturday Night Live. I seen a lot of Corey Holcomb, different ones. I just was wondering why, you know what I mean?
You got singled out.
And then, he told me, he was like, you know what, Mike, I'm gonna be honest with you. It was because it was you. He said, because guess what?
I fuck with you.
These people out here, they'll damn near do what you tell them to do. So when he said that, I said, damn, you right, man. I didn't look at it that way at first. And it just brought some light to me, man. And, I felt bad about it. And I wanted to meet up with him and personally look him in the face and tell him that I was sorry. Because I've been messing with people and talking about them since I was a kid. You know what I mean? I'm talking about, I hold my breath when I was a kid and say, I'm about to do it. And I'll talk about the bully. I'll talk about the dude that shoot everybody and all that and say something to him that don't nobody say, man, look at them shoes and bump. And everybody be laughing. He be looking like, I'm finna kill you. So that's my thing. That's what I do. I crack jokes.
Right.
On anybody.
Period, right.
On myself.
Got to be able to laugh at yourself.
If I go on camera, if I'm doing stuff, that's what I told him too.
But if they jokes, why you got to apologize if they jokes?
Well, I mean, like I said, man, it wasn't Shucky Ducky telling the joke. It was Mike Epps that got 5-season sitcom on Netflix. It was Mike Epps that got a movie out with Snoop right now. It was Mike Epps that got a special coming out on Netflix. It's Mike Epps that been in the business for 30 years. It's Mike Epps that,
Name hold weight. Your name holds some weight.
Yeah, so it was Mercedes-Benz versus Hyundai. You know what I mean? Mercedes-Benz said something about me. I got to say something about what he said. That's what happened, man. So we shook hands, we made cool. And one thing I wanted to show these kids.
There's another way to do it.
I wanted to show these kids that guess what, no matter how I felt about him and how he felt about me, that guess what, this don't have to end in violence. And I'm not about to prove myself to nobody and mess what I worked so hard for to show somebody I'm a real nigga.
Nobody's too big to be talked about, though. You did the right thing, but everybody can be talked about.
I not talk about everybody.
Yeah.
I have talked about everybody. I'm serious. I mean, I talked about Shaq straight in his face. I didn't call him Shrek and all kind of. He just be laughing.
laughing.
I'm thinking that he gonna laugh too.
You only get mad like that when there's some truth to it, dog. That's just how I feel.
Speaking of, I'm glad you guys got to talk and clear your piece up. But
Okay. A lot of different angles you could take with that, right? One is like the political way, or sometimes the right way, which is to man up and to, say sorry if you did something wrong, versus so many of these people in the public eye that just want to stand on their business. I said what I said, blah, blah, blah. But then there's also people like Kevin Hart, who's apologized for his old bad tweets that got him, that took away his Oscar hosting job, where he was talking about homosexual people, and then he just caves and he's like, I'm so sorry. Because there could be two extremes, right? And that's kind of what Steven Jackson is saying right here. Like, man, you said something, if it was in good faith and it was the right thing to do and it was poking fun, then just because he gets all pissed off and he's this powerful, popular guy, does not mean you got to be like, oh, I'm so sorry, Shannon. I'm so sorry. But if it was really out of line and it wasn't the best, maybe it was better for Mike Epps to just own up and be like, you know what? I shouldn't have done that. Okay. Especially when so many people in the world today, especially it seems in the black community, want to try to be tough and be all cool. Like, nah, I said what I said. People do that in all communities, but I've seen it a lot in the black community. They want to be all tough and show off like, no, come at me. So there's two sides. And you also don't know who came and talked to him, because Shannon Sharpe seems like he is a huge mover of whatever propaganda the liberal media wants to push. He just jumps on Colin Kaepernick. He just jumps on Black Lives Matter. I'm sure it won't be long until he's promoting LGBT stuff like Stephen A. Smith, because he's got to probably fall in line if he wants to keep getting all these jobs. So you don't know who might have talked to Mike Epps about this to make him apologize for what he said about Shannon Sharpe. So I don't know. There's two different ways I don't know all the details about what was said fully. I don't want to sit into it, but I did want to hear how he responded, because sometimes you can see that it's just like an answer that you're supposed to give because you're in this high Hollywood realm and you need to apologize. You need to do this. And Steven Jackson's like, nah, fuck that. But Steven Jackson also seems to have too much of an arrogance where he would be like, it don't matter what I did. I'm standing on it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Yeah. If you guys want to see some of my other Cat Williams clips, you can click on them right here. And if you want to see more videos, consider subscribing. I'll see you later.